One of our programs staffs people who have been in recovery for at least a year to go out into community and work with people who are looking to maintain or find recovery. They're called our certified peer specialists, and they are certified, they go through a training, and I think they have the toughest and the coolest job at our organization because they are doing the work. They are meeting people for coffee, they're meeting people at church, they're taking people to a meeting. They're going to find them in the woods sometimes. I usually don't want to know about those times, but sometimes they're doing that too. And I am so privileged that one of our staff, who is a certified peer specialist, is here to tell his story today and to let you know about another resource that you all are helping continue by being here today, by buying those shirts, by walking. And hopefully he'll be providing a little bit of hope, because we all need some hope, right? So without further ado, Andy, come on up.
I'm not good with microphones, so thank you, Nicole. Thank you for everybody being here. It's a privilege and honor to be up here. So I walk around a lot because I have anxiety. So brief history about myself. I started using when I was 9 years old, continue using. Start off with just alcohol and pot, just recreational. I suffered all kinds of abuse when I was a kid. Mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. If you think of it, it's happened. So I always felt less than. I felt like nobody cared. I was not part of my community. I was not part of my home. I was not part of my school. I was not part of nothing. So it fueled my addiction. And nobody ever asked me what I needed or what I wanted or anything. It was just punishment, punishment, punishment. So I graduated to harder drugs, and then I started doing heroin when I was 14. I've overdosed hundreds of times. And then I continued to use heroin because I thought that was the thing to do. And then it switched to different forms of opiates until fentanyl. Spent some time in juvenile because that was the way that society dealt with me, just locked me up. And then when I became an adult, I started going to prison. And I spent 14 years, 8 months in the Missouri Department of Corrections, off and on. I was doing life on the installment plan. And I thought I was resigned to the fact that I was going to die with the needle in my arm. And I was okay with that for many years. And I continued to do that because nobody ever asked me what I needed or what I wanted. So I overdosed the last time in 2016. I overdosed in Mercy's parking lot off Ballas. They took me inside, hooked me up. They had hit me with the paddles, hit me with Narcan, hit me everything. I woke up and I pulled the IVs out of my arm and went in the bathroom and shot up again and overdosed again. Because addiction don't care if I'm dying, if I'm living. It don't care about my kids. It don't care about society. It don't care about nothing. It just wants more. So I made the logical choice and stopped doing fentanyl and started doing methamphetamines, because why not? Because addiction don't care what drug it is. It don't care if it's gambling. It don't care if it's women. It don't care if it's working. It wants me dead. But it'll suffer with me suffering for the rest of my life. So then I continued to do that, and then I decided I was going to go to prison. Well, the state of Missouri decided they're going to send me on vacation again for a couple of years. So then in 2020, I decided I had enough. I was just done. I wasn't in trouble with the law. Well, I was on the run, but they didn't know because COVID was happening. So, yeah. So I decided I had enough. And I called someone to come get me. And October 20th of 2020 is the last day I stuck a needle in my arm. I would like to take credit for that, but all I did was just show up and not stick needles in my arm. There's a lot of people that believed in me along the way. A lot of people that cared about me and asked me what I wanted and what I needed along the way. Then I was living life, and my life started getting better, started making changes, and I had a massive brain injury August 30th of 2021. And I should have died, but I didn't. It was the first time in my life that I took responsibility for my recovery, and I told the doctors, I'm an addict, I want no opiates. They're like, we're gonna staple up your head. I said, well, if you're gonna be stupid, you gotta be tough, start stapling. So that's what they did. And I had a whole bunch of medical issues and medical problems, and I still suffer with some of them today. Not one time did I use an opiate, not one time did I take a pain pill, not one time did I do anything. So I lost my identity in that because I worked construction my whole life or sold drugs. So therefore I couldn't work anymore. So I had someone in recovery reach out to me and be like, you want to start working in recovery? I was like, not really, but I will. Because addiction tells me that I'm not good enough on a constant basis. It tells me that I don't deserve this life I have today, that I put the work in to build. So I started working for Prevent Ed. I went into the interview, and I called my sponsor on the way there. I'm like, I'm not going. He's like, just go. I'm like, I'm telling him every bad thing I did, and that's what I did. Every bad thing I did in my life. And Nicole's like, okay. And so I started doing that, and I started helping other people. And I help other people by asking them what they need, not what I think they need. Because I got some great ideals, let me tell you, but they're not great. So then I start helping other people, and my life starts getting better by helping other people. And their lives start getting better, you know. And the sad part about this is, some of the people I help died. I'm the person that went in the woods to find somebody. I'm the person that went hours away to this camper in the middle of the woods because somebody needed help. Probably shouldn't have told Nicole about that, but I did. Yeah, because we meet people where they're at today and don't leave them there. You know, whether it's someone still using, someone in long-term recovery. And along this way, you know, Nicole was talking about the community thing. None of this would be possible without my sponsor and my friends, for sure. The team I have behind me, the team that I work with, and everybody here. You know, I'm stressing out and have anxiety. It's okay. Yeah. So there's always a magic solution that people told me, like, this will work, or this treatment will work, or this program will work, or just pray about it, or whatever, or this will work. Nobody asked me what will work for Andy. You know? Because Andy's way don't work, but somebody's way works. You know? There's many different forms and paths of recovery, and the recovery definition has changed throughout the years. If you look up SAMHSA's definition of recovery, it's pretty good. It's not my definition, but it's the definition that makes sense. So the sad part about the reality is when I was using, I would have preferred to die, and that's selfish. Today, you know, I spent so many years existing. Today I choose to live, and that's a blessing. Again, I didn't do anything. The people around me did it. I just showed up. I'm starting to sweat. I think that's all I have. Here you go.
Yes. Look, they're standing for you. 1 second. Andy shows up. People in recovery show up today. Y'all showed up. So thank you very much. Go ahead and sit. You can sit.